This segment of That's Just Be Wizards has been paid for by the initiative of Microstock 24.
Today's episode is brought to you by a new initiative in the Bay Area to fill the bay with hay. It's just everybody fill up all their trunks and purses and everything and shoes and just drive down the bay and just throw it all in there and we'll create like a new bird habitat. It'll all junk together, you know, like a bunch of junks. Keep it from being sunk. It'll just float out, and then all the birds will eat all the trash in the ocean. Just go to the moon. And no more pollution. 2018.
Let's all be wizards and fly around in the sky. Let's all be wizards, immortal we could never die. Let's cast some spells with all of our dear friends. Let's all be wizards, the magic it would never end. And we'll fly so high in the sky. Fly so high in the sky.
High in the sky. So fucking high. High.
Hello and welcome to Let's Just Be Wizards. I'm your host, Adam Hilton, and with me in the studio tonight we have
The treasure, the national treasure of every nation under God, Coco.
and we also have with us tonight Oh no.
What happened?
All right.
Oh, never mind. Feedback.
Again. Go ahead. Say what you said.
Dab it up. The king of dabs.
All right, and in the studio we also have
The unilateral binary scion, Maxfield Lehman.
as well as
Drew, Diamond 1, 2.
Nice. I like that one. This week on Wizards, it's the first ever in our course on beginners ritual magic. That's right. It's going to be about a 4-part series, it looks like. And yeah, we're going to get things started off. We're going to go into like the preliminary steps on attaining higher wizardship here. And we got a lot of the info from the book Modern Magick by Donald Michael Craig. Have any of you guys read that?
Holla.
I've read some of it. Yeah, it's like it's pretty deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's what started my magical journey.
Yeah, when was that?
I think I was 15 when I got this book. This is the same book I've had since I was 15.
It's pretty cool. Like, I just opened it for the first time, and then it was like, oh, we could get like a beginner's guide to magic.
It's such a
series
good
out of
starter.
this. Yeah.
I mean, it goes deep, but it's like really good.
It's the magician starter pack. Modern magic.
But not some
Adam,
watered down
I think you gave me my copy
Llewellyn bullshit.
on my birthday last year.
If this is put
It's not
out by Llewellyn, then I have to eat my words. It was. Oh shit.
Oh,
Of course.
snap.
It's either them or
all
Weissman.
right, today's episode is brought to you by
Llewellyn Publications.
Yeah.
Bringing
Sorry,
you
Llewellyn.
bullshit
Sorry.
publications for over 90 years.
They do have bullshit, but this is non-bullshit.
It all depends.
Hey, apparently they'll publish anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it'll be like
the
Ravenclaw
Netflix-
Silverhair.
No, I love those ones. I love
Yeah,
looking in the occult
they're
book
cheesy.
sections. I look for either the moon sign, like we said, like the Llewellyn, or I look for the Ankh, which is I think Wiseman books. isn't
Kronk?
it?
Oh,
Do I have one?
Yeah,
in
even
here?
a cormorant can find an abalone. So
yeah.
Yeah, even a
the-
cor-
Wiser
well,
books. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just got the Mystical Kabbalah by Dion Fortune.
Dion Fortune.
Dion
And it's
Fortune.
Fortune. I don't know.
4chan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunato.
She's really cool.
She
I like
sounds
her a lot.
fun.
Look at this meme on the cover
Yeah.
too. It's totally
That's
like
like a cool infographic,
wow.
kind of new agey.
Implying
super
new
awesome.
agey.
Yeah.
Very, very info.
from
graphic.
station to station. Yeah, it has a cool Tree of Life illustration on the front. For those out there who can't see the video stream,
Yeah, we have a
Just
video
watch
stream.
some
It's very-
Evangelion, you'll learn everything.
yeah,
Streaming live on
Crackle.
Real life.
Picardio right now.
streaming clouds.
So if you want to go deeper
In the
into
clouds.
this, these lessons, they're drawn from Modern Magic by Craig. So pick that book up if you want to learn more stuff. So yeah, how has your week been, everybody? It's been so long.
I finally got back to work.
Nice.
And I worked 2 days, and I wasn't tired. I felt very
What happened?
energized. What happened?
If you want to tell people.
Oh, I've got like weird health. I'm, probably like technically a mutant, but my power really sucks.
Uh-huh.
I'm not willing to share what that is yet, but anyways.
We're glad you're in good health now
Yeah.
and back to work.
I found my cave again.
Because they need you there.
Yeah.
We need you there.
We
Anybody
need you
else?
here.
It's got all quiet in the room all of a sudden.
We
I'm
were
just trying to
listening
think
to
of like,
Max's story.
But it was great. I came back to my pit, and my crew was there. So, yeah.
Gia.
Back with the boys
Mm-hmm.
in the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been getting like a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of crazy results from doing these practices that we're going to talk about, and just getting like more into a daily routine of meditation and reading all these different books. There's a lot of books.
There's too many books.
There's been a lot of reading you've been wanting.
You can't find this
us
stuff on
to
Audible.
do. I can see. I've figured that out.
Oh, I didn't want you to do any
I think-
reading.
Well,
you had to
I-
read the text I sent.
Well, I did read your texts, and
I think you should
and
teach an
you,
assemblage.
You definitely showed me what to do one-on-one, so that worked out okay.
you know what I
One-on-one
mean.
worked great with me too. I was able to envision that ball of light.
And
I figured that would make it easier
we
to
we
understand.
gave you a sweet haircut.
Yeah.
which I think is.
Oh yeah, we all have magical hair now. Everyone
here on
whole,
the Wizard
Wow.
crew. Sorry,
Look at us.
go on.
No, that you're saying
Everyone
the same
here
thing.
on the Wizard crew has achieved a new level, and we all have anti-normie crazy wizard.
Yeah,
hair
maybe it's
now.
because we learned about the mundanes.
And we are now expressing our unmundaneness. Let's just go around the room and say
Undane.
what color our hair is.
Well, my name is Adam H, and recently I dyed my hair teal.
My name is Courtney C, and about 3 days ago, I had someone else color my hair, and it is a lilac / lavender, otherwise known as light purple.
Thank you. You could talk to someone after the meeting about that.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. First time.
Max Lehman. I was going for more.
No. Sorry, no last names,
No
please.
last names here, please. That's the rule.
Thank you.
Okay, then cut it off then. And here we'll go again. 5, 4, 3.
This is a good pod.
Max here. I was going for more of
No,
a.
Mr. Hair, we can't have
Shut
you
the
using
fuck up.
last names.
How about everybody just shut the fuck up, huh?
All
And
right,
let
we
me
can
talk.
move on from this joke. Or do
What
we all
color's
wanna-
your hair? Just tell you the hair
Yeah,
color.
just
for
say
fuck's
My
sake.
hair is blue. I was going for black, but I did some henna shit. And
It looks silver to me.
Yeah, it
it's
turned
pretty
out
cool.
silver. It's not quite what.
Yeah,
we're
it
trying
just
to dye
needs-
it black.
It just
but-
needs one more go through.
And what about you?
just some chemicals.
I'm
yeah.
perp, skeety,
Always.
derps.
Yeah.
So we're in this.
Skeetin'
We're kind of doing the same
dee-dot-and-derp,
thing, but I'm like the
skeetin'
pastel.
dee-dot-and-derp,
And yeah.
skeetin'
So
dee-dot
if you
and derp.
stacked all
What?
our heads on top of
perps.
one another, we'd have a Tekashi 6ix9ine. as well.
Oh my God,
perps.
no. Because we don't all have obnoxiously bold rainbow colors.
Yellow hair.
I have a sensible lilac. Okay.
Well, yeah. So
Black
let's get
hair,
on to-
that's me though. I'm taking that.
What is ritual magic?
Is that rhetorical?
What is ritual magic?
Ritual magic is magic that involves rituals.
Oh, you
Well, I think that's turning.
self-implied?
No, I think that
It's
I think there's a lot of
it's also
implications
called
with
high
the-
magic. It's also called ceremonial magic.
That's true.
It's it relies a lot less on outward things like paganism does.
How so?
Because with more pagan, like straight up witchcraft, it's like you have to have this, like when you guys did potions, you got really into that, like
All the precise ingredients.
yes. So
We
it's
didn't
like
fudge any of those
Yeah, no, we
ingredients.
sure didn't.
so I see it as like cooking on the stove versus baking. Like baking, it's like there's
yeah.
a science, and you have to put this much and do this much. But with
Well, I mean,
ritual
it's,
magic,
yeah,
it's
sauce,
there's so much more going on within you.
Really?
And that's, I think, when we get into it a little bit, I think that's why he starts you off with doing the relaxation ritual, and so
Donald
you're getting more meditative.
Does, yeah. Donald.
Donald Michael Craig,
Yeah.
DMK.
Craigslist.
So when you get
DWK.
when you do that meditation often enough, you start to go within more, and you start to have all these more internal experiences. Whereas, like traditional witchcraft is more like outward. You think you're getting the power. You're tricking your brain by saying, "Oh, you have these specific things done." It's like Catholicism.
Yeah.
It's so pagan. Catholicism's hella pagan.
Well, it's more of a religion, Some of this stuff is closer.
But doesn't Catholicism rely heavily on the ritual each
well,
week?
yeah, that's
like
why-
you go to confession, you do the mass, you take communion,
Yeah.
and you do it in the same order, and they do the Stations of the Cross. Like, isn't
And rosaries and
Catholicism
lots of
all
outward physical-
all about having rituals that
But
they
could you do it
engage
by
Right, but
yourself in your
ritual
studio
magic,
apartment?
Hell no, you can't. Like, that's the main thing about
Sorry to cut you off.
Catholicism is that you are. That's why they have a hierarchy of priests, because each one of those guys is a level closer to God, and as just like a practicing Catholic person, you don't have any real business.
It's not
You're
unlike
at
the
God's
Masonic
mercy.
levels.
Yeah, so it's not unlike that.
or base god.
I mean, yeah,
And you're not like Bruce Lee clearing levels. Like each one is more encapsulated and advanced and all-knowing. So
And as we all know, level 11 is...
Base god.
Molech.
I think that's heterosexual magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Crowley episode. Anyways, ritual magic combines Hermetic, Kabbalistic, Enochian, and alchemical traditions together to create something that is uniquely...
Crisp with a
Uniquely crisp
refreshing
with
aftertaste.
That's what I was looking for. It's been made popular by the Order of the Golden Dawn back in the day. But the term ritual magic can be dated back to the Renaissance period. Although technically performing rituals
Man,
and magic,
but,
how
I
long
mean, they
have
had it
people been
all,
doing
like
that?
the harpsichord.
Maybe I'm completely
the
wrong.
guillotine,
the Renaissance
amber
period.
paneling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think that was a really sexy time.
Super
had-
fucking sexy.
They had mechanical
like,
scissors.
You ever do huzzah? You ever do Ren Fair? You seem like someone who would have really.
Oh, fuck you.
Done
I take offense to that for
really?
some reason.
I don't know why.
No offense out there to our
Yeah,
Renaissance
like,
fair going listeners, but
I don't like. But or maybe
But
the people
still,
in the
fuck
room,
you.
or maybe the people in the room who did that. Like, let's forget.
I'm always like-
fuck them. Offend those guys.
I'm kind
all
of
you
like
want.
I'm kind of like in my head I'm kind of
It's an extremely sexy and fun period of time. It's why
I'm a
there's
non-nerd who enjoys nerd activities
Huzzah!
from time to time, but not that nerdy.
You're just like shove that huzzah. straight
However,
up your
when
ass.
I was
You're not
le-
having it.
when I was like 10 or 11, we went to Vegas for my uncle's wedding, and which was badass. But like when we were staying there, we went to and saw that Excalibur thing where they do the jousting
yeah.
and they give you a big old
That's in
meat
the Cable
stick.
Guy.
No, that's medieval times in L.A. And did you know?
Excuse me.
I heard something about medieval times.
Oh,
The
no, this is in
that's
Vegas.
Excalibur. That's
Yeah.
a different one.
Oh, okay.
So
That's the same deal.
It's the same
like
kind of thing. It's a big floor show with medieval themed
I
restaurant
had
where you
so
eat a
much
big
fun.
turkey
I
leg.
wore like a
You get to
princess
meet
dress.
Arthur Pendragon.
Well, now medieval times has a queen instead of a king.
Really?
Yeah, they recast it. Yeah, it's been she's the actor who was playing the king at medieval times for the past
Yeah.
20 years is finally retiring, and
Wow.
the next person in line is
This
gonna be a
week in
queen now.
Magic
Yeah.
News.
So in theme
Magic
restaurant,
meme news.
please listen to my other podcast, which is called Themeland, where I go to a different world known attraction every week.
So some other people that contributed to the growth and scope of ritual magic were Elphias Levi and Aleister Crowley, who we talk about quite a bit. But yeah, the magic that that was developed by the Golden Dawn has gone on to influence systems of magic like Wicca, Thelema, and a lot of the groundwork for New Age thought, like the stuff that we think of.
Can't
like,
trust them thoughts.
Oh, okay. No, like the what's something that we feel is like kind of a benign New Age thing. You know, they all have their
Pyramid power.
pyramid power. Yeah.
No. The
Bullshit.
pet rock.
The pet rock.
Oh no, blowing the cartridge.
You mean
Okay.
like
Okay.
Cardinal
All right. So let's.
Wait, I'm
That
trying to think if
comes
there's
from the
anything-
Golden Dawn
Okay.
ritual of blowing in the tablet.
I'm
before-
trying to think if there's any that actually, if there's anything that I actually vehemently am like, that's fucking dumb.
Blowing the
Is
card.
that what you're trying to say?
Like,
Oh, I'd like to know that too.
Well, what are you trying to ask?
I'm
I'm
just
really
saying,
high.
like-
no, just shoot. Like I
New
want to know
Age
whatever this
type
is. What?
practices?
I'm trying to think. It's hard to come up with one.
Yeah.
I'm- I'm like,
that's why I asked you guys.
Well, I would say that. All right, as far as New Age.
well, Drew's
rituals,
probably got like a,
yeah.
a list.
I got a laundry
He's
list.
gonna
of
pull
these
out a
ones.
scroll
God damn it,
and
yeah.
undo.
I mean, we
It
talked
was
to before.
spoken.
Here he-
I
here
can
he-
talk. I can talk
My
about a little
grievances.
street
There were
magic
many
I used to
grievances
practice.
I had. We'll get Waffles on the show if we want to talk about like actual real sleight of
Yeah,
hand
no, this
street
isn't. This
magic.
isn't that.
No,
good.
but this was
No,
just a way to
this
get
is like
free
you
bus
not-
fare.
This is like you not knowing martial arts
No,
and why
this
that
was how
doesn't
you got
work
free bus
anymore.
fare back
He
in the
would
day.
tear off a piece of the News and Review and try to scan it into the bus machine, and it worked sometimes, but
No, I didn't do that. I'd have the real ticket in my hand,
Anyway,
and also balled up the fake one. And I
Staying
just act
on
like I was
topic.
So you point to the
So
trash.
some see ritual magic as a means of developing like a higher state of awareness, and others insist on its effects actually affecting our physical realm. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that magic actually affects things in the physical
Hell
realm?
yeah.
Or are we
I mean, I
working in a
think- well,
strictly spiritual realm?
I
here?
think that it's obviously both, but
Yeah.
if we're talking about let's just being wizards and having practical results for stuff, like we better have some material stuff that happened in our real life. The number that I pictured when I was doing the sex magic ritual appeared to me on a slip of paper.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Interesting. Just
Like, just to follow up on whether I think magic rituals have physical results.
I have.
They do.
Yeah, the sex magic one, for whatever reason, actually brought in some real world results for me.
Same.
And now they're
all
driving
right.
me crazy.
Oh yeah,
Well,
not
already.
to that intensity, but it's similar.
Like that terrible single Mike Dowdy released last year.
Oh, I haven't been keeping up on my Dowdy lately.
Yeah,
It's
well-
been a long
Last
time
year,
since
what did
college.
he? Oh, okay.
No, listen to it.
Anyway.
It's fine. It's what it is.
He tours colleges.
He'll tour
used
your
to be in
living
a
room.
cool
He'll
band
tour
that
your
hated
living
him.
room if you give him.
Where
a couple
were we before you
bucks.
were recanting on your
Well,
sex magic thing?
whether there are real world results to ritual magic, to which I said,
Oh.
yeah, I think there are.
Or Adam? Your question was, do you think it's just like all spiritual, or do you think it's what? What is the question? I'm confused.
I tend to differentiate between the physical and the spiritual realm. So
All there is what's happening.
all there is what's happening.
What I think about it is that
That's true anyways.
the physical realm is just the spiritual realm, but it's like divided itself.
Mhm.
You know, so it's the concept of division and duality. That's what 3D life or reality is. So so it's all coming from spirit, but spirit decided to divide itself into fucking, like an unimaginable amount of different like realities. And I mean, yeah, it's okay.
It's groovy.
You're high.
Yeah, I'm really high, but no, but seriously though, like I do think that any real world results that we see are just more evidence that like your thoughts are what are creating your reality. You're co-creating with your reality all the time.
Like it's a relationship you have.
Well,
with reality.
the very first thing I said was it's both.
Well, there's a mantra that says, beware of your thoughts, for they become words. Beware of your words before they become your character. Beware of your character because it becomes your reality.
And I heard if you hang out in a barber shop long enough, you'll get a haircut.
I might have said that one. That's from AA though.
What?
I said that one.
You did earlier?
I said that like recently.
But not on the show, right?
No.
Then no one knows that.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
fine.
that's how that works.
I don't know.
Unless
what's
they
happening
can
anymore.
hear everything we
Holy-
say.
Well,
off
I
the show.
wanted to
All right,
add
I'd like to
about
ask
my
any
fucking
of
magical
our
experiences
listeners.
Okay.
as of late, because I
Yeah.
didn't talk about mine, and I was gonna say that I did have from the sex magic thing. I have been seeing like weird little glimpses of that, but not like the full manifestation of it, but like eerily accurate glimpses. Like I was very specific in what I was visualizing happening, and then I had a very specific encounter where like I like all the features of how I envisioned it were there.
Yeah.
But it was just at a really weird time without getting too specific, I can't go into it any further. But I've also been doing. I feel I'm projecting onto it that it's cheesy, because this is when you were saying like what part of New Age stuff do you feel is kind of, what were you saying, like banal or what?
Yeah, actually what I was just saying is that New Age ideas and concepts, a lot of them stem from people like the Golden Dawn and Aleister Crowley and these early thinkers of practitioners of ritual magic has seeped its way into...
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking if there was... anything that we disliked about like the New Age community.
But like I said, I'd like to hear that too.
Well, I was gonna say,
let's start some beef.
Well, I was gonna say I always used to think
the,
that positive affirmations and like just the positive thinking, I always used to talk shit on that. But clearly that's not really worked out for me in the past. It's just like, well, that's bullshit. But then like my own life would just be imploding, and I'd be like, but that's bullshit. I'm not gonna do that. And so as a thought experiment, as Duncan Trussell would say, I've been doing
No.
I've been doing ketamine. No. So it's every once in a while. But
doing lots of drugs and
I haven't done
it's
that
a
in at
thought
least
experiment.
a month. But anyway, no, I've been
talks
doing
about ketamine.
I've been doing positive affirmations, but I've been just listening to them where it says, you are this, you are that, whatever. Because I realized that all of my neuroses and stuff come from like these mental tapes from childhood that say,
ketamine.
you're not good enough, etc. Like these bad tapes that we have in our head. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna brainwash myself with like good stuff, because why not the fuck not? So I would do it when I'm really like in a more subconscious state, so more suggestible. So I've been doing it like right before bed. I'll turn it on and just it'll play for like an hour after like I've started falling asleep. And
Your
I have
affirmations.
yeah, it says, you are bringing success into your life. Every day is getting better. Blah,
You're
blah, blah.
hella cool.
I mean,
You're so
it doesn't say
You're
that.
the tightest.
But you know what?
You're
That's
so cool.
that's the part about it that makes me feel self-conscious. And what made me hate on it before is because I was like, this is fucking cheesy and stupid. Like what idiot is gonna sit around and listen to this shit and like take it seriously? And like I don't. I just have it, in a way where it's like just subconsciously going into my brain, and I've been having really positive results from it. Like I've been more badass at work. Like I've had some dating disasters, but I think
And you've been getting in a lot more fights outside lately, I've noticed.
fights.
Like physical altercations with people.
Have you been?
Outside
Have
where?
you been?
You've been very
I've been
violent.
going-
That's
lately.
kind of badass, Courtney.
Going down
Yeah,
the
I'm not,
alley.
I'm not judging you.
Wait, I haven't been in any
She has like a
fights.
trash can shield and this football helmet with spikes on it. She goes out into the alley.
the whole
calling
point is
people
that
out.
the positive affirmations, and I've been only using them for about a week now, but I've been seeing results already in my life. So
see, magic works.
so the thing that I am the most like talking shit on normally and looking down upon is the thing that I finally was like, okay, I'm just gonna put my ego aside and see if this helps,
Yeah.
and it does.
Yeah. I don't know if that qualifies.
It's definitely new agey.
It
It's
helps.
not
It's
magic.
It does help.
But it is magic because it's
I'm like,
manipulation of
you guys
It's
could
just
have
so
just
beneficial.
opened a cigarette store or a head shop or sold any other crap to tourists, but no, you're gonna sell crystals.
Who the fuck are you
All
talking
the fucking
to?
Stores. No, we're saying what's our beef with New Age?
Oh,
stuff?
got it.
Yeah,
No,
I like.
yeah, go for it.
I like
Let's
a
hear
good
it.
ghost course. You know.
Like, hey, buy this fucking piece of quartz I spent a bunch of money on when I went to, like, yeah, get your piece of quartz out of here.
I
Like,
love the crystal store.
you know, and yet I
That's where I got
still,
this. I
and
love
yet I
it.
still find stuff I like. Yeah, and yet they still get my money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
I've
maybe
seen your
that's part of it.
crystals,
Yeah. That's,
I've seen you charge your crystals.
yeah. I actually
Ooh,
gave
do you
those,
charge them in the sun or the moon?
the moon, and I actually gave those all back to Danielle and Vicky and Maria. All
Fully
have my
charged?
crystals now fully charged.
Oh, okay.
Because they were not really mine. I shouldn't have ever had them.
Well, I'm glad you gave them back.
Yeah, I gave them.
to their
Well, I
rightful
gave them. I
owners.
gave them to the family
Yeah.
whose powers were imbued with them. But I actually don't own any crystals right now. I have some. I have some trade marbles, which are I mean, technically speaking, a crystal, but not by any natural sense, man-made.
And crystal meth doesn't count
No, and drugs don't count. Sorry,
in
guys.
general.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so what you're gonna let's get back to what you're gonna need for this beginner's course is you're gonna need 2 separate journals. All right, one of those is gonna be your dream journal. You're gonna be trying to remember your dreams in the morning. The other one's gonna be the magic journal.
If you smoke weed, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, but I
You're not
remember.
going to remember your dreams
man,
very well.
I know I've been having them, and like I will get up to write them down, and then by the second I'm like trying to like
Yes.
they just die.
That's what happens when
Except-
you smoke a ton of weed.
Well,
Terrence McKenna talked about this,
yeah,
but I won't go into it.
he knew about that stuff.
Look it up, though, because what he talks about is really cool.
What does he say?
He
Okay,
says
in a nutshell, he says that the left and right hemispheres of your brain every night when you dream are connecting and making connections from what happened throughout the day. But when you smoke a lot of weed, you're high all the time, and so your left and right brain are communicating all the time when you're stoned. That's why
Yeah.
you feel so philosophical and dreamy and shit. And so
equilibrium.
if you smoke a lot of weed and then when you sleep, you
Max,
don't
get closer
necessarily
to the
need
mic.
your conscious mind doesn't necessarily need to be fed all that information, so you will still dream, but you won't remember the dreams. As some people do, but I mean, most people I
Well-
know that smoke regularly don't remember their dreams.
I remember the imagery of the dreams,
the feeling, or like,
and-
you're like,
and
oh, I had a crazy
definitely,
one or a scary one.
Well, I definitely had one that was very vivid and memorable where I was working in the Oval Office and the president really thought I was a cool guy and like
Oh, no.
he liked me, and then all the people working with him would like take me aside and be like, all right,
Is this our president?
yeah, the
Okay.
current president. They'd be like,
Not my president.
anyway,
Then
the president,
move back to-
the current president of the United
Antarctica.
States. Anyway, they would all like be like, look, we let him do whatever, but we all do passive aggressive stuff to him while his back is turned. So like they were
Like
like
a kick me sign on the back.
Kick me signs like wiping boogers on stuff,
Oh,
and like
okay.
his wife was like cutting holes in all the pillows, so he'd like wake up in feathers and stuff. Like
this is the
where are these
president?
feathers coming from? Yeah, the current
They're all
president.
messing with it.
They're all messing
T word,
with him.
Mr.
Yeah.
T.
Yeah, so
Could actually be. You might be onto something. Have you talked to Breitbart
This could
about
be a
this?
syndicated
like,
television.
so that was and then like and they're like, well, so what do you want to get out of him? I was like, I hadn't thought about it.
Huh.
And they were like, well, you got to get that out of the way right away.
It's getting too real.
Like,
Get
I was
your
like,
motives
what?
in order.
What? They're like, yeah, get your motives in order.
Yeah,
'Cause he's not
sort
like
through all that.
they're like, he's gonna get sick of you, and you're gonna be out of here. Like we're not out of here yet, and we're all just fucking with him till we are. Like, you know, the clock's ticking. So like, yeah, that's one dream I definitely remembered.
Political dream.
You know what? It wasn't like, it was weird that it was political in that nature, that I was like, how did I get this White House gig? And it was just like,
You're psychically tied to the president. I feel like.
I met him in a Discord chat. He was
Oh my
funny.
God.
Like,
Yeah.
All right.
so that was one
Anyways, you
dream.
want to
That
keep
was
a dream
one dream.
journal? Okay.
Dream journal, yeah.
But there was another one where it was actually sleep paralysis that I was having.
Oh boy.
Oh.
See, you can recall these.
Yeah,
dreams.
Well, that's not a dream. That's like a half awake.
I
fucked up
talked about it on
nightmare.
the last podcast,
a
and it was
waking nightmare.
it was a waking nightmare,
yeah,
And,
they're
uh,
awful.
and I was hoping that episodes of that hadn't continued, but they kind of have. So
Have you not been getting a lot of sleep?
no, I've been fine. I mean,
Are you,
last night I didn't sleep much.
When
I
you
was-
get the sleep paralysis, are you really tired? Mm-hmm. Are you sleeping on your back? Mm-hmm. Okay, don't do that.
yeah.
Oh, see, that's why I don't get it. I never sleep.
Yeah,
on my back.
sleep on your stomach or on your
Yeah,
side. Do not ever
so
sleep on your
tight.
back.
I usually use my Tulpa for such things. All the lumbar support you need and more.
Well, anyway, if you sleep on your back and you're super tired, you're much more likely to get sleep paralysis.
So you're gonna need 2 journals, and you're gonna need a standard tarot deck. But I don't think any of us are using.
Mine
standard
is
tarot.
standard. However, it's not one of the ones that he mentions as the book. It's standard as in it has the same exact cards.
Mine's a Thoth deck.
Yeah, he actually.
I think he says
Donnie
that one
says-
is good.
Deck, please.
No,
No,
He
no.
specifically calls out
Courtney,
the
do you
Thoth
mind
deck
handing
and
me
like
my deck?
says that
Where's
won't
your
work.
dick?
Right in front of you.
Yeah.
So Donnie says the best decks for use in this course are the Golden Dawn
Donnie.
Tarot, the BOTA Tarot, and the Hermetic Tarot. Acceptable decks.
Don't they
would
mention
include
the
Rider
writer?
Waite
No.
or
think I have a
Albino
Rider.
Waite Tarot? Okay. And anyone's based on the Rider Waite, like the Aquarian Tarot, Morgan Greer Tarot, Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot. That sounds like a party, and many others.
It's very hat.
Mine's called
Sounds
the
like
Cosmic
that one's
Tarot,
got
but
all
it's
hats on.
very-
it.
It's got all the same
dervishy.
cards. Like
Let's
there's no.
plug our tarots.
All right, let's
Okay.
just go around the room. What deck you're rocking here?
I have the Cosmic Tarot, by Laura E. Clarkson, and then there's a companion book that goes with it that's really good. And she uses a lot of cool imagery. It's very like cosmic. It's very like space. There's
It's kind of
lots
gothy too.
It's kind of goth. I guess that's probably why I'm into it. Also, I got it when I got it was really young. Actually, around the same time I got this book.
Yeah.
So I was probably about 15 or 16 when I got this deck, and it's like I won't use
Oh, those
anything.
are dope.
I won't use anything else.
Oh
in this
shit!
deck.
It's the concept art from Blade Runner. Holy fuck!
If you
That
look
is
right
cool
there is
shit.
the rest of the deck. I just have the major
Yeah,
arcana.
I love-
You want to look through them?
It's
They're
a
right
prog rock album cover.
there. But
come to
basically,
life.
yeah. I mean, she
That's
actually
not a bad
uses
description.
she uses actresses from like old movies and stuff, like Greta Garbo and I don't know, just like a lot of old actors and actresses and
Judy Garland.
yeah, and she'll.
the
I
only
mean,
old
not in every one, but it's very ornate and it's really pretty and kind of dark, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's groovy looking. What about you, Max?
I forgot mine.
No. What tarot
do you
deck
use,
do you
though?
rock?
I rock the Thoth deck, the Crowley inspired art one.
Nice.
How do you feel about that deck when you use it?
That deck, it's like the major arcana, or the one that's like the Emperor and the Fool and all those. They're different. They look different, and their names are different, but they do translate. I just have to like keep a card on file, so I can.
Do they have the same numbers?
Well, there's the same number of them, yeah.
I mean, like numbered, like it has 22 Arcana cards, major Arcana.
Yeah,
cards,
yeah.
0 to 21.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so but they're all these kind of weird watercolor paintings.
Yeah, kind of Art Nouveau.
Yeah, it's great. It's classic.
Renaissance.
Yeah,
Anyone?
it's timeless.
Huzzah!
What about
Full circle.
what'd you call yourself tonight? Drew Diamond.
Do. I don't remember.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool.
What were you rocking tonight?
All right, so
Something special.
I am rocking the Pony deck, not the Pony Tarot, not to be confused with the Equestria Tarot,
Okay.
which is another tarot deck with the MLPFIM theme. This one here is a larger card, more a traditional tarot card size.
Who's that on that card?
This Discord.
Oh, okay.
And he represents the tower in this deck. There's Tarek. He's the devil. Here's
is Tarek a dragon in the show? I
Tarek
don't
is
know.
not. No, Tarek Dragon is Dr. Wolf's brother. Tarek is a villain. He's kind of like a sort of minotaur-looking guy with like a devil head.
Okay, so he fits
And-
the bill.
Yeah. And here's the
typecasted him there.
magician, and that's Twilight Sparkle.
Nice.
And I've been drawing this card a lot in these daily readings that Courtney informed me I shouldn't be doing daily.
Yeah, I kind of screwed up.
Well, yeah. You know
Too.
what? You know what's interesting though? Like I kind of was getting similar interpretations of the same outcome
Right.
as I started going.
yeah.
Like the same cards would keep popping up, and I would be like, okay.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing more for us to tell you
Yeah.
at this time.
Yeah.
So, what you're gonna want to do is just take, only about like 5 to 10 minutes of your day, maybe in the morning or at night. I don't like to do it at night because I always forget. I'm like, I don't know why. It's like I have all the time in the world at night, before I go to bed, that I'm just spending like just watching crazy YouTube videos and
That new Dan Bell documentary out, man.
yeah.
If I did it in the morning, I would fall asleep.
researching for this show, and I don't do a lot of that at night. And I don't know why I said that like that, but also know I'm working off of 1 hour's sleep at the moment. So
Yeah, that's dedication. Everybody, give Adam
I
a
get a
hand
clap?
today.
And Andrew,
For just
how much
being
sleep
here.
did you get last night?
I don't know. I was up till about 3.
Wait, I
and
don't
then
hear any applause.
I was clapping.
No, I mean for you.
Well, he didn't. We're
Let's
waiting for
applaud
him.
for
I don't stop clapping for me.
Weird.
Stop.
That was
stop
weird.
This
That
at
was a weird
once.
move, Adam.
See, I'm so tired. I'm delirious.
Yeah.
I thought
this
that
at
was
once.
I'll not be
something we
taking
should
over
do.
as the host. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. So, just find a quiet place at night or in
thanks.
the morning. I like to do it in the morning. I like set all my alarms so I have like 2 hours before I have to go to work, which is kind of silly, but I like it. I like my morning time, my coffee and pacing around and stuff and doing my meditation.
I wish. I mean, more power to you.
So, just find those items. Get your journals. Get your tarot deck.
You can do it in the dead of night like me.
Do it in the dead of night. But you might fall asleep, though.
No, I fall asleep if I do it in the morning.
Can you do it in the middle of other chaos magic rituals? Just kind of toss it in there,
Yeah.
kind of haphazardly.
Toss the salad.
I think by nature of chaos magic, that'd be really chaotic thing to do.
Okay, well,
So it
good.
probably
Would
work
it
really
be
well.
chaotic
Sounds
good?
like some
though?
Lord of the Rings Morgoth shit, yeah.
Who is Morgoth?
He was the one.
Who's
he was
more goth
He
than
was
me?
the one that Sauron was beholden to back in the earlier
was the
earlier
one.
times.
Ah, yes.
He bought every single thing with a buckle on it at Hot Topic.
So I'm going to try and break down for you what you're going to do in the Book of Shadows.
Morgoth
That
than
too.
anyone.
Hot topic. More goth
All
stuff.
right, guys. This is important information for the listeners to hear.
We appreciate that.
Keep a record of every ritual you perform in the Book of Shadows. This is your personal Book of Shadows. Don't show it to all your friends. or
AKA
post
just
on
your fucking
Instagram.
magical journal.
Hide it from your parents.
No.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
No matter how old you are.
Yeah, your parents cannot
Your parents
know.
should never be reading your journal, even if
That's
you're
weird.
40 something and it's
That would.
and you think it's okay. Like,
And even if
And
it's a
after
published
5 years,
memoir,
have
your
your
parents
maid
should
make
still
a tea
not
of
read
its
it.
pages and feed it to the plants.
yeah, or that. And
What?
yeah.
Keep going.
Donnie suggests writing out the following.
Call
for every
him
entry.
Donnie,
No, I like
please.
that.
I like that his name's
I like that.
Donald. That's kind of fun.
I like to say DMK.
DMK.
It just sounds so
DWK.
much cooler.
DWK is your brony friend online.
DM.
Well.
Oh, God.
No, we're not.
I just have to say
mean-
things so people know.
It was just.
Why-
No, you didn't. You
I
didn't
guess I don't
actually
have any
to.
faith in the listener because maybe you did mention
Maybe-
who DWK is.
I
No one
definitely
knows.
Did
No one
because in
remembers.
the Dream of the Future potion episode, I explained all of this.
All right, so
That I
yeah.
would wind up in a chat room with this person, and yes, he's someone who's in a chat group that I am also in. Mm-hmm. We riffed out a hilarious thing last night, so I guess we're friends. Yes,
Okay, but is that putting too fine a point on it? Or
that's
something?
putting a very fine point on things, and I wouldn't
Go
like
there
like
right
to.
now. Okay,
Yeah,
scratch that from the record.
The joke was
Edit
just
that
a
in
silly.
post.
The joke was doing a silly name drop, not actually roping me into a name drop.
So you got your Book of Shadows, and what Craig suggests is writing the following for every entry.
Craigslist. What I read on Craigslist.
You want to put the date, the day, the time, the phase of the moon, weather conditions, your emotions, and your physical condition. You want to put all those things down. It seems like a lot. It's not that hard after a while. You know, Google remembers on your phone when you type in today's, and it's
Or
like
you
fills
can
it
get,
in.
there's an app for that.
There's an
For
app
the moon,
for all these things.
lunar cycle.
And you can just go to Paris and try out all of last year's models.
You can do all this on your phone if you want.
I don't know if you should keep journals
I
on your
don't
phone.
care
though.
what he says.
I keep.
Don't listen
I
to
talk
him.
into the voice memo thing.
Listen to me. Listen to Courtney. Don't listen to him.
Listen to me.
Listen to
Max.
whoever makes the most sense.
You can
to
totally
Fuck
record
that.
this digitally if that's what works for you.
I guess, yeah.
Yes.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Good.
Whichever, whatever, whoever you want to
But
believe.
it doesn't work if you try it that way.
It
And
definitely does.
The
and
other
Adam
journal,
is
the
full
dream
of shit.
journal, you want to place your dream journal close to your bed
Maestro, have faith.
or place of rest if you don't sleep on a bed. And
They're talking about coffins.
as soon
It's
yes,
very goth.
They're talking about sofas.
as soon as
More
you
goth.
wake up,
About sofas.
write anything you can remember down. And if it's nothing,
sofa.
just write I don't remember. Because
That's gonna be every
is all this
fucking
whispering
journal
going on?
entry.
yeah, so I have a lot of entries there like no recollection, didn't remember. But it was good because it's been getting my mind in the habit of trying to recall dreams and making that something important. So I have been getting a little better with that. There's one, Andrew, that you were in, and it was we went to a massage parlor or something, like a sex parlor.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you tried to convince me to go in with you on something.
Strong man crumble.
And I forget what happened after that. But I do remember those parts.
Whoa. I like. I feel like I had a similar dream to that. With
I've
you
wondered
in
if
it.
that was just something that actually happens now, actually.
What, like, are we? Do we simultaneously? Like, are we
we sharing
actually
dreams now at
convening
this
in a
point?
dream time?
Because we have to see each other now once a week. It's like
Well,
we're living in each other's dreams. You sound so upset about
no,
that.
I'm not. I'm not.
It just sunk in for you.
No,
like,
it's not.
I'm gonna
It's
do
not
this
sinking
every
in for me. I
fucking
just
week.
would like to.
I have one of where we're all in ninja clothes and going to a festival, and it was great.
Well,
There were lanterns and
prophetic.
shit. Yeah.
What I would like to think is
Autumn
if
festival.
we are convening in a dream time scenario, then that means like we actually are unlocking some higher power stuff, and we should probably try to focus on that and harness that ability to its furthest extent.
I think we're doing that. I think, like I said earlier, this is all unlocking some crazy.
Yeah,
Ish.
yeah.
This, because I said, I used to practice this or do these same meditations
Yeah.
and practices, rituals when I was 15, 16. And I did it for probably about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wasn't doing ceremonial magic, I was at least always doing the meditations. Or the relaxation ritual, I should say. And I feel like it was opening up a lot of weird stuff. And that's when I
Yeah.
started to get really interested in the idea of psychedelics. And it led me down a path that ultimately got me to quit doing party drugs and stuff.
But
because
this
I
all
did-
wouldn't have started if you hadn't meditated.
Correct.
So
Correct.
parents, don't let your kids get into meditation. It's the ultimate gateway
No,
drug.
it got me out of drugs is what I'm saying. I started doing psychedelics, and that showed me that it rewired my brain.
Yeah.
So just even doing the meditations is really, you start to just perceive levels of consciousness that are not perceptible to the average person. And also this happens in Buddhism, but they don't talk about it.
No.
And the idea is that with magic,
The first rule of Buddhism.
no, but they have these mystical experiences in meditation. But the Zen Buddhists who are everything is illusion, blah blah blah. So you're not supposed to even talk about what happens to you, because you do experience higher levels of consciousness in meditation. But if you talk about it, then you're buying back into the phenomena of samsara or reality or whatever, the cycle of life. So they don't talk about it.
Huh. I could see that.
It's pretty interesting.
If I'm working on a book and I talk about it to someone, or writing or a project, and I talk about it to someone, then I stop doing it usually.
Well, I think their reasoning is if
Or I show it
you
to someone.
talk about it, you're basically giving it more power. You're saying this is a thing.
You're
I
taking the
experienced
piss
this
out of it.
mystical thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying okay, well, that mystical thing that happened to you is just as real as you microwaving a fucking Hot Pocket last week.
Don't take the piss out of
it's
it,
just
yeah.
as they're both.
Are you belittling the act of microwaving?
Well, I don't
Hot
own a
Pocket?
microwave, but
You got a little small microwave
I do have a
oven.
toaster oven. Yeah.
Toaster oven. I'm sorry.
I'm throwing us off
Hot
track
Pockets
here.
are even better
They'd
when
probably
you
be
do
better
a
than
toaster
that.
oven. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bit into a cold one once, or one with a cold center, and I never ate a Hot Pocket again.
Yeah,
It freaked me out.
that'll do it.
Hot Pocket. This episode brought to you by Hot Pocket.
So the first practice you're going to start is the
Cold
relaxation
food puck.
ritual, or you call it the relaxation ball or orb or bubble. You're going to sit or lie down in an undisturbed location for the next 5 minutes.
That's all.
With a straight spine, begin to visualize a golden ball of light. Imagine the ball passing up your body from your feet to the crown of your head. As it passes through you, imagine the ball calming and relaxing whatever part of the body it's covering. After using this golden ball for 4 minutes, let the ball disappear and continue breathing deeply until you are ready to return. Write your experience down in your book of shadows as soon as you finish. All right, so that's the first thing to get started. There's a part 2 to that. Okay, so how'd you guys feel about the orb meditation?
The orb meditation is something that, for whatever reason, I don't know, my dad would do with me and my sister when we were kids.
You mentioned that.
And when you were doing that, I was like, wow, this is pretty much dead on the same thing as this. Just like some nights they would read to us, and then other nights my dad would just do this golden orb meditation with us.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's something that I have been super familiar with and super just always associated with new age crap my dad likes.
Okay.
Like I would put that in the same category as him spending hundreds of dollars on vitamins. Yeah.
Vitamins.
Yeah.
They all just.
But what
pass
about
through.
he
your
has the
experience
most-
of it? Of your own volition.
Well, okay, I can't. I can get to that state, like I have done it. I get what the golden ball is doing. I have difficulty doing it through a guided state where, like when Adam is doing that, I'm like,
We had a golden ball
when
sesh.
I remember when my dad would do these, and I would just be trying to, remember makes and model names of cars, like that. I have a distinct.
So you
Instead of
have like
thinking
an
about all
aversion
that.
to it, maybe a little bit.
Well, like that I think that it's like, okay, this is cool while you're doing it, but like it's about as useful as taking the vitamins. You're just gonna piss them out, and that's gonna be that. You'll have some real expensive piss, and let's get to divining some stuff. Like, is your mind not in a state where you can accept this, or do you need to go through this whole fucking ball thing?
Yeah, Confucius and the computer.
Exactly.
You guys are anti-ballers, anti-globers.
I'm totally pro ball.
I'm not saying
I kinda-
I'm
I
anti-ball
kinda like
because
the ball.
I have had experiences with the ball where I have felt it, like I've visualized it in very profound ways. It's just something that is like, you ever have a video game is good, but you're super fucking tired of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all of them now.
Well, that
Thank you. Oh, you had that air horn ready this whole time, and you haven't been using it?
Accidentally.
all right, I'm good. I'm good.
And that's been Dream. Or wait, was it?
The golden ball.
That's the golden ball.
Ride a painted pony, let the spinning wheel turn.
It's pretty simple. You just do that for about 5 minutes in the morning or at night. And the next part of this, part 2, as I said, there would be, is familiarizing yourself with the major arcana. Now, those are the tarot cards numbered 0 to 21. Those have all the classics on them, like Death and the Hanged Man and Man Falling Out of a Building and
The Tower.
Man Drowning.
No.
And
What's the other? Men at Work.
Men at
was
Work.
one.
Everybody, yeah, they have.
The
Anyways,
sun.
it's a good
the
place to
moon.
start. There's less of them
The
than
priestess.
the other cards.
The hunter.
The world.
And
The tower.
Yeah.
The hermit.
Okay. We already did an episode on tarot. Go on.
Yeah, you
Adam.
can go back to our tarot episode for that. So, yeah, after several days of getting that orb of light meditation down, you're ready to go on to the next step. Or, yeah, why don't you just do the orb thing first? Once you get the hang of that, when you're done with your orbing, you're going to want to get your major arcana cards and just separate them out from the rest of the deck. And there's a few you take out according to the book. I didn't take them out,
looking them up
though.
right now because it is actually important when you're beginning to take them out. Just because you're going to be meditating with them. So you'll be doing the relaxation ritual for, I don't know, like say a week or something. So you get it to where like you don't have to look at the steps. You know how to do it and you're familiar with it. And if it's easy to do.
That's the key. Yeah.
Then you move on to the tarot contemplation ritual. But at this point you'll be having the major arcana cards, and you're going to remove the cards because their cards are numbered actually from 0. There's 22 cards, but they're numbered from 0 to 21. So the book says to remove.
Don't go searching for the 22.
The book says to remove the cards numbered 6, 7, 10, 13, 15, and 18. It says these will not be used at this time, so put them with the remainder of the deck. Keep the remaining cards of the major arcana with you while you perform the relaxation ritual. So basically, with the tarot contemplation ritual, you are holding, or you have it on, like I just put it on my solar plexus, or like,
you stick it to your body.
Yeah, put it on your chest, put it somewhere, so it's on.
I don't believe in that solar.
So then
you ain't rolling coal. I don't.
So then you would do the relaxation ritual, and when you're done, you would take the deck, and then you take 3 deep breaths, and then you would select a card. So you would want to shuffle the deck, which you only have 16 cards now at this point. You're only shuffling 16 cards. You would pick one of those cards. Just one, and then you want to look at it and contemplate the meaning of it without looking it up for reference. You just want to look at it and see what you see in the imagery on the card. And so that you want to do that, and then you would do that probably once a day.
Yeah.
For however long, until you get really familiar with the major arcana.
And how did that go for you?
Well, I also want to add, it says in the book to record the card name and number every day in your magical diary. You're going to record the card name and the number that you pulled.
So just take a photo of that and save it.
I actually did. I used a photo for my my tarot spread.
It's a digital age. You're listening to a podcast.
Well, to get
use whatever tools
you can do
have
whatever
at
you
your
want. You can write it down in a
disposal.
book or whatever. I mean, like, I don't see any problem
Let's
with
not
that.
go crazy here. You
Come up
can't
with
do
the
whatever you want.
But anyway, so this would be a part of
that'll
your.
do a reading.
So eventually, so after a little while, when you get familiar with the relaxation ritual, you want to incorporate this as part of your magical ritual and put it in your magical diary as well.
Mm-hmm. And that could change, but like you said, I like how you said, once you can do it without referencing it, and that's a good time to move on to the next step. And yeah, so those are the 2 basic things you want to get started on. It's pretty simple. Only takes about 5 or 10 minutes, I'd say.
I admit, though, that I haven't been doing it.
Oh, really?
No, I mean, I haven't been doing it every day. I've been doing it for like 2 days in a row, and then I take a day or 2 off. And
Yeah, it's...
Because if I do it too much, the piss is going to be taken out of it, and I'm just going to kind of...
Well, that's what...
I had
Be
something
left with
interesting happen
frustration,
earlier
so-
today with that. Do you want me to share?
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, so I did the relaxation ritual, and then afterwards I did the contemplation ritual, where I, pulled one of the 16 of the major arcana that I meditated with, and I pulled that one, and the one that I pulled was Judgment, which actually sounds really bad, but
Like a lot of the tarot cards.
I know, like death sounds bad, but it's actually about rebirth, right? So I pulled Judgment, which it says in the book to contemplate on the card for 3 minutes. It says no longer for 3 minutes, just FYI for the listeners. So I was looking at it for a little while, and I was I had a really when I did the relaxation ritual today, I felt like I was floating.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. My arms definitely felt like they were not on the bed, so it was very much a floating feeling. And then,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was cool. And I pulled a random card that was kind of calling to me. I felt like magnetically attracted to this card. And it was Judgment, and I was like, oh fuck, and like because I had forgot what it meant.
Nobody likes that.
I'd forgotten what the card meant, but then I looked at it and I was looking just without referencing so it was good that I forgot what the card meant. So I didn't reference it. I was just looking at it, and it's these people like in my tarot deck, which is, the cosmic tarot. They're emerging from the ground. It's kind of like a rapture-esque kind of scene. And there's a sun that's just beaming these giant rays of light out, and there's layers and layers out until it gets to outer space.
Mm-hmm.
And these people have chains around them. They're breaking, and they look like victorious. So it's just kind of like it's like a freeing or something like that.
Doesn't sound like judgment so much. Kind of sounds like freedom.
It's actually taken from the Day of Judgment. While it says, while resurrected people arise joyously from the earth, these symbols show the awakening to the union of the soul with the personality that the card expresses. The Fool, because the whole story of the major arcana is the Fool is the first card, and he goes through all these journeys. And then the last card is the World or the Universe, depending upon the deck you're using. And that's like the Fool's journey is actually like its own thing. But this is the second to the last card in the major arcana, Judgment. Yeah. So it's like almost, and then the final card is just like
the world.
Assimilation of everything that you've learned along your journey. So this is like almost to there. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the meaning of this card is what I thought it was. It's basically, it just says like you've learned some very important lessons recently about making decisions from a spiritual perspective. You have exercised wisdom in making your spiritual growth your first priority. You may feel as if you've been reborn on some level or have left behind an old identity. So that is definitely how I've been feeling lately. A lot. So when I saw the card, I was just like, whoa, because I was still almost kind of high from the relaxation ritual. Mm-hmm. And I was just like really like feeling that in my life. And so then right after that, I did a split hexagram spread, which I don't know if we're going to get into this episode. Are we going to do that next episode?
I wanted to get into it this episode as just like you can start doing this for more advanced.
Okay. So just really quickly,
learners.
I'm not going to go over the whole spread, but I did a split hexagram spread with just the major arcana. You take the other cards that you took out. Well, we'll get back into that. But you put all the major arcana back together, so you have 22 cards total. And I did that. And the card that represents the spiritual advice on the matter at hand.
It's like the top triangle.
Yeah. So it's the card that represents your advice from spirit, which is, I think, the most important advice you can have in this, or the most important card in the spread, was the Judgment card. Again. So I got the card again. So basically it's telling me that like I just need to this is what I intuited from my reading, is that I need to assimilate this rebirth process in my life, and like really ride it, and not just kind of like go, oh, this is cool that this is happening, but like take the energy and keep moving forward with it. And that's what the advice from spirit is telling me, to like
take it to the limit.
Yeah.
But one more time.
Yeah.
That's right. I like the Fool card personally. I liked drawing that
it's
one.
It's a cool. Oh, did you pull that one recently?
Yeah, I was getting that in a lot of
you get that a lot?
Because it's like
It reminds me of you.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
No, you know, because it's very innocent.
It's very Peter Pan.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's an innocent kind of childlike, but not. I'm not saying childish.
Uh-huh.
Next, I like that card.
What did you think of the tarot contemplation?
Well, first of all, my experience before I did the first part, the golden ball, is sometimes I would burn some incense, like sandalwood, or sometimes I would have mint tea. I had to have like an extra sense, kind of like as part of the experience. Yeah. Because I didn't want to play music, so I'm like, well, all right, I'll just do aromatherapy or something.
You put some smells in the room.
Yeah.
And that was just for the meditation part?
Yeah, and so I do that. And then as for the tarot part, I had to kind of translate the names and appearances of my cards, since the Thoth deck by Crowley that fan of Crowley's way back when, like the 20s or something. It's different. I think it was printed originally in Belgium or somewhere like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
you're working with that one.
I drew the Enchantress a couple times.
Nice.
So what I, just going by what it was viewed as, which is like this ethereal, like feminine spirit holding like a world, but she was just made of smoke, or like the thought of smoke.
Which card is that? The goddess?
The Enchantress.
Enchantress.
Yeah.
Would that be like the Empress or what? What is this?
Something like
Is that the magician or?
It would be
Hierophant?
probably the High Priestess. I think
that's probably. I think that's what.
Do you remember
it
what
was.
the number of it
There
is?
was. I don't remember. Like I only look at this thing once or twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, Empress. I got that one too. Actually, like creativity and
so
stuff
I
like
thought,
that.
you got this as what card?
I just felt at
It's the
first.
Empress.
as your outcome card.
I felt at first, yeah, as it was just the
oh
one.
no, we're just talking
it
about
was the one draw.
Contemplation.
It was the one draw
Yeah.
contemplation, yes. And I just kind of thought of the, the women I respect in my life, and like, it's going to be an interesting year for art and music and
Your
people
album's
like
dropping.
that, and hopefully some policy changes in the city, to end this DACA deport shit.
Nice. Get involved and take action.
Enough with that. Enough with the roundup gangs. Enough with their bully Brutuses.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from the tarot contemplation, what else? What's the next?
Well, what I was gonna say is extra credit. You can start doing the spread that we were talking, or that you were talking about.
yeah.
What's it called? The inverted hexagram.
The split hexagram.
Split
spread.
hexagram.
Spread.
Oh, extra credit? This is actually a class then. What did I pay for this class?
You haven't yet.
11D.
Actually, we're gonna get back to you about
okay.
that. We're gonna need you
Maybe
run
I'll
your credit
visit-
information
I'll
again
visit
here.
the.
Bursar's office.
Okay.
Yeah, just go to the Bursar's office. They'll handle everything.
Max, just be aware you have a lot of student debt now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do. Okay.
As long as you're aware of that, it's not going to affect you now, so don't worry about
But
it.
it exists.
It
and
just exists.
Hey,
Don't worry
this
about
ram of Hades is not getting snared. Fuck off.
it. Andrew, how was your tarot meditation? Andrew,
my tarot went pretty darn good. Where
so
are my
fuck
cards?
off with that.
Where
Oh,
are
you owe me money stuff.
Max, you have student debt. Just deal with
Just
it.
shut the fuck up, man.
Well, my outcome card, the one that was like, here's your magical solution. But also, when I continued to do the readings, man, I kept getting the magician.
yeah.
Which is Twilight Sparkle studying very, very happily on this deck. It's Twilight Sparkle just kind of chilling here with her her hoof kind of draped over a book, taking some notes, just like couldn't be happier, studying some magic, and that was the card I kept getting with this, which I can see there's a level of irony to that, since I can think of how resistant I am to, just being dedicated and straightforward with my magical studies. Though the things I was asking or consulting the tarot for and looking for guidance in were mostly brony related. So
Okay.
I mean, I could see how that card might have more bearing on me in that context than it would as literally a magician. Not to say like that I don't believe in magical outcomes. I believe that for the most part, when I'm Well, if I'm proved successful at something, it's due to a magical outcome.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That was a card that just kind of kept coming back to me when I was doing these readings.
The Magician?
Yes.
And that was when you were
I got
doing
that in my spread.
the split hexagon one.
Yes.
It looks like an hourglass, and it's like the top triangle. I'm just going to explain it really quick. That you put out is kind of the spiritual side of your query, and the bottom triangle is more of the physical realm or conscious realm, I want to say. And then the middle card in between those two triangles is like
Right.
the ultimate outcome.
So you'll have the card. Do you want me to just say?
Please take over.
Okay, so
Whenever you want to. I'm very tired.
So imagine that you're gonna have well, first of all, you're gonna have 7 cards that you're gonna pull. You're only gonna use the major arcana at first until you get more familiar with the cards. And pulling from the major arcana, you're gonna shuffle it, and then you're gonna split the deck 3 times from right to left, and then you pick it back up and put it all back together.
Like a sandwich.
And then you'll pull from the top of the deck. You're going to pull the first card. The first, second, and third cards will make an upside down triangle. So first being the top left of the triangle, second being the top right of the triangle, third being the bottom of the upside down triangle. Then you're going to have the same thing on the bottom. Fourth card will be the bottom left. Fifth card will be the bottom right. And then sixth card will be the top of the bottom triangle, and then your 7th card goes in the middle of those 2 triangles. So the card 1 represents the lesser spiritual influences on whatever the matter is that you're asking about, because you want to ask general advice. You don't want to ask yes or no.
Yeah, what's a good way of phrasing a question?
I'm just gonna put it out there because I'm just gonna put it out there.
Okay.
So I asked, what will be the outcome of me trying to manifest a soulmate?
Mm-hmm.
Because I just wasn't sure if it was the right thing to even try to do.
Yeah.
So you ask something like, what will be the outcome if I do? It has to be broad, especially when you're working with the major arcana, because they're a lot less nuanced. They're a lot bigger themes. And the themes are more about change, whereas the minor arcana are so nuanced, and they're not necessarily about things changing, but they're more like other different like weird themes.
Huh.
So sorry, wait, where was I?
Yeah, you're explaining. So you just said that you lay out all the cards, and the first card is the.
So the first card that you pull is going to be the lesser spiritual influence on the matter. The second card that you'll pull is going to be the more prominent spiritual influence on the matter. The third card, which is the bottom of the upside down triangle, is going to be the spiritual advice on the matter. Then the bottom triangle, the fourth card, bottom left, is going to be your unconscious desires on the matter. And then the fifth card, bottom right, is going to be your conscious desires about this matter. And then the top of that triangle, which is the sixth card, is your practical advice. And then the middle is, of course, the outcome. So basically what this spread is going to tell you is if you follow the advice of the spirit, the spiritual advice, which is the top, on top of the outcome card, and the practical advice, which is below the outcome card, but more so the practical advice. I want to stress that. That's the one you want to pay attention to the most. The sixth card, the practical advice card. That is the one that you're going to want to pull more from. But both of them, you take those into consideration. And if you like the outcome card, I mean, if the outcome card's bad, then don't do what the spiritual and practical advice say. Like, say you get a card that you don't want to deal with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, it's telling you divinatory tools don't tell you what's going to happen. They tell you what's likely to happen.
Yeah.
And so with this spread is really cool because it tells you if you keep doing this thing, this is what will happen. If you don't do this thing and you do this other thing that we suggest, you can have a favorable outcome if you like the outcome card. My outcome card was temperance, which is the mixing of two different elements to create something better. It's like a it's balance, but it's also like mixing two opposites together.
Right.
Which I was asking about manifesting a soulmate, and what is a soulmate? Somebody that's like your opposite, but you complement each other.
Ebony and ivory.
So, wow.
Okay.
Pianos, guys.
That
come
went
on.
that direction. So yeah, I can't believe I was able to just remember all that just now and say it.
Yeah, no, that was very, very good. I'm gonna hold on.
I'm
Let
gonna
me
pat
put
myself
down.
on the back.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I think I was just like channeling all that.
Good work.
Yeah.
So thanks, angels, or whoever did that.
So that's your extra credit if you want to start doing that. The hexagram one, you can do that. But actually, something important is don't overdo it, which I made the mistake of when I was doing the journals and everything. I guess I kept feeling like, oh, I can advance to the next level, and so I started doing the tarot reading for myself every day. And at first, it was really cool, the kind of information I was receiving from it. But then after a while, it started to be like, I don't know, just go kick rocks. Like literally, the cards would tell me, go kick rocks.
But really, you'll get like just more confusing.
You should have wear
answer.
steel toes.
Yeah.
And answers that are start to make less and less sense. And I think I was saying earlier before we were recording that it's kind of like DMT. If anyone has any experience with that, which of course I don't, I would never do illegal drugs. But
Really?
if one had experience with DMT, usually if you try to do it more than once in 24 hours, your brain will not let you get high again, or you'll have a really fucked up. Bad trip.
I wouldn't do illegal drugs either, Nancy.
I concur, Glenn. So anyway,
Thank you, Susan.
That's right, Bill.
So anyway,
William.
so yeah, it's like don't do this. It's bad to do tarot readings more like so often, but it's basically you're kind of shooting yourself in the
But
foot.
Robert, can't tarot readings
And-
help you?
You're not going to get good results if you do them too often.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to wait and let things happen in your life and like see if it matches what your last reading said.
Don't
You know?
spend all your tarot
But-
juice
Yeah,
for the whole week.
preserve your juices.
You gotta save some of that for when you need it.
You gotta hold back some of your gross net, you know?
That happened to me with the I
Gross
Ching
nut?
too, because I got really
Gross
into
net
that
income.
Oracle device, the I Ching or I King.
Yeah.
I
And
Ching.
Magical pill.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's not.
and yeah, after a while, it's kind of
Tetragrams.
bobbly book. So yeah,
Yeah, those are hella specific.
maybe
too.
do it once a week.
Yeah,
And
no more than that. I would say.
besides that, you should be good and on your way to adepthood. You know, take it
Becoming
easy
a
though.
true wizard like us.
Like us, you need to, because we're going to be about a week ahead of you guys, because we're going to have some more homework or things for you to do next week to further your
Don't say the
education
H word.
Edgars are teachers.
in the wizardly arts.
Edgars are Thank you, Edgar.
Did you guys learn anything from this?
Let's build a reef on the Sea of Fortune and invite all lost travelers there.
That's what you learned from this, Max?
Yes.
And that's all. That's just makes it worth it to me.
You know what
Ultimately.
I learned?
Huh?
That I probably should just be doing this more.
That's what I felt like too.
Absolutely.
Because really it's been like, at least 10 years since I've done any of this stuff. So I used to do it very regularly, and it was a really productive time in my life, and it was really working for me. So I mean, I think it's a really good basic tool.
It's developing gnosis.
Yeah.
Getting your mind ready to start throwing some real spells around the room.
And no one to say no, sis.
What?
And with that,
Can we get an air horn for that, please?
I have air horn delay.
Oh, okay.
What?
Hold on for just 1 second, folks.
No one where
Say
to
it-
draw
say-
the
say that-
line,
what was that
God
again,
damn
Max?
it.
What did you say,
About
Max?
gnosis?
Know when to say no, sis.
What?
Ooh. All right.
I don't know.
You can't take back an air horn.
No.
It's like 5 of them now. Jeez. Anything you wanted to say, Andrew, before we close this?
Yeah, I
baby
learned
out?
that if I just trust my friends, then the magic that exists within inside of me will be unlocked.
Nice.
And that Edgars are teachers.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Very good. Well, you seemed to enjoy it when I went through it with you.
I had it.
You
It
seemed
was
to gain
great.
some
No, it
sort
was
of
fine.
insight
It was
out of
good.
it.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah.
You're like, look, can we just go over this after class? I know that you can do this. This is not that big a deal. See,
Adam, you're a dedicated teacher.
You were a very dedicated teacher.
Adam is a
Let's-
world.
Let's have an
is
Adam
a-
appreciation
like,
post.
Can we just say that
right
Adam
now.
is a world-class educator
And
Yeah.
Warlock.
and warlock
and a great friend.
I am very ADHD, and
and
you've
a-
taught me a lot, Adam. You've taught me a lot of ways to get over my ADHD.
Well,
so
I've
thank
learned a lot.
Well, you're
from-
you're nothing compared to some people we know.
That's as good as it's gonna get
Thanks.
from Drew.
All right. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Let's Just Be Wizards. Next week, we will have an awesome new topic and wizard activity to cover. Actually, you know what it's going to be. We're going to be continuing this series on beginners ritual magic. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. It's super helpful. And we'll transmit infinite power to you through the ethers. You can email us at letsjustbewizards@gmail.com. You can message us on Facebook is usually a faster way. And I've been checking them emails. And yeah, we got for our Patreon subscriber, they just let us know what kind of magical totem they're needing right now. And so we are crafting that as we speak. And it is going to be quite the magical totem. I can guarantee you this is going to be extremely powerful. When he receives this in the mail,
We're all gonna JO.
We're
on
gonna
it.
take like an infrared thermal picture of it, and it's just gonna have eyes.
It's gonna
and
have jizz all
it's
over.
going
It's
to.
gonna be
no,
covered
that's a
in-
black light.
it's
Or what's
gonna
that
be-
called? The
black light. It's the
No, that light they use in forensics.
Yeah, the black light, the fluorescent black light. Like we're going to be looking at these
We're gonna
unsanitary
investigate this
semen
hotel
stains.
room.
It's just glowing green,
Hey,
like in the Teenage
welcome to
Mutant Ninja
another
Turtles
dirty
ooze.
room. This is Dan Bell, and we got
Oh, we're in a South
got,
American cave here.
Rick Sarah
yeah.
with us today. All right, Dan, we're gonna get
Can
the
we
black light
Can we
out.
talk about our patron, or are we not allowed to?
Well, we mentioned him last time. I don't want to make him feel too uncomfortable.
We're sending
by
you that totem.
But he's,
all right.
Yeah, listen to our last
All
episode.
It's gonna be
Way.
super effective.
Yes.
to Pennsylvania?
All right, any plugs you want to give at the end of the show here? It's always hard to say goodbye. What about your
Goodbye.
podcast?
I don't want to talk about my podcast right now. I haven't been.
We don't know what's happened to your pod.
I'm ready to record, and I have it up on iTunes now. But I don't want anyone to go look it up because like I haven't
Then
put
don't
anything up
say
yet.
the name.
That's I haven't. But I said
Stop.
okay.
Enough
So
said.
yeah, never mind. Just cut that in post.
Gotta wait for that launch, getting the new and noteworthy. Max, what about Dark Days? How's that going? How's the shooting going for that? Can you talk about it?
I'm just kind of trying to amass some material so I could do like half a season at a time.
How's the History Channel been? How's it been like working with them?
That's
Yeah, what are they like? I've always wondered.
well, see, any fucking meeting with them is like at a Denny's or like at like some weird, just awful normie food place.
I could see that.
Yeah, I would see that. Did you meet the ancient
I
alien guys?
suggest we meet at like the Federalist and have like some actual sandwiches.
Federalist
I mean-
barn.
Is the
Hell yeah.
But,
History Channel like studio just one green screen?
Did you meet the
And some,
ancient aliens guy?
Did you get to see the
No.
tomb of Akhenaten?
No, it's just this
Oh.
dude saying, "Okay, write to us some like crazy ideas, a couple times a year, and we will, if we run with one of yours, we'll send you some capital."
Dark Days with Max Lee.
Dark Days.
Look out for it.
Stay tuned.
Anything you want to plug, Diamond Drew?
No, just keep listening to Let's Just Be Wizards. Please support us on Patreon. Join our Discord server. If you don't have a link, hit up Brony Inspector, hashtag 2700.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening or morning or commute.
Or dungeon crawl.